There we go. And we are back live. Excellent. Okay. Just making sure. There we go. For those of you in the chat, if you would be so kind as to leave a comment, that would be absolutely wonderful. They don't even know the sadness that we're all experiencing that Josh is not here today. Is he actually absent? Or is he taking like one of the AP tests today? Why not? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he is actually sick. Oh, well. I hope so. That'd be really cool if he was, actually. I don't know if he is or not yet. He hasn't left a comment if that's the case, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, okay. Couple of reminders before we move forward with today. Number one, you do have the Enigma Phase 2 problems due today. If you have not gotten them done, I can see a little less than half of you have turned it in so far. So please make sure you are jumping on top of that. And you also had the imitation game minor that was due. I'm going to be checking those today at some point. Oh, good. The vast majority of you turned that in. So I will be checking that today. You know what's so special about Monday? Progress reports due. Yes, it is. I know, but I want you to think about this for a second. Think about this. May 17th, progress reports are due, right? Then the following week is a shortened week. Then the week after that is technically also a shortened week because you have that Monday off. Exactly. You're going to be here the 24th, 25th, 26th. Then you have 5 days off. Then you got a 4-day week. And then you know what this week is, June 7th? Senior exams. It's going to go by like that. It's going to go by like that. It's going to be insane. Yeah. Well, not in my room.
Was it like if you get like straight A's and nothing clear, you can opt out of finals? Oh, yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I know they did that in the past. I haven't heard anything about it this year. I don't know, Mr. Paniolo, do you have any information on that?
I do not, but I can check on that.
Okay.
You can email right now and see if we...
There you go.
I'm definitely not. Like, you know, I get straight A's. I'm not gonna opt out.
Dude, I only have you in like one class. How do I know? I mean, I know in my class, but shut up. Anyway. All right. Reminder again for those of you in the chat, for those of you that have jumped in afterwards, make sure you are leaving that comment. I only see the 3 comments so far. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone is getting accounted for. Okay. As for today. Today we're going to be getting a little bit, not deeper. Yeah, deeper. Let's call it deeper. Deeper into affine ciphers, but more specifically, as I hyped the other day, I'm going to be showing you how to use spreadsheets, either Google Sheets or Excel spreadsheets, to get a lot of this stuff done for you. I want to familiarize you with how to use certain formulas within the confines of Excel or Google Sheets. They should work either way. You guys said you have Excel on your Chromebooks, right? Sweet. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
We do, but you just have to sign into Microsoft.
Can you sign in using your Barnegat Schools email? Okay. So let's do that then. Yeah. The reason why I would suggest doing that is because every time you go to your Google Drive and you just open up a new Google Sheet, it's like untitled, but it like immediately like creates like a new file within there. Whereas like, I just want you to mess around with Excel. Not to mention, I like the interface of Excel better. So for those of you at home, I mean, I would like if you would use Microsoft Excel, but of course, Google Sheets does do the same thing. It's just, it doesn't look as nice on the screen. So let's see what we can do here. Now, I will be relating this to affine ciphers as we have been covering, but I want to show you what some of this stuff can do first. So let me bring up a little Microsoft Excel. Now, I've talked about some of my exploits with Microsoft Excel. I've talked about some of the things that I have been able to do with fantasy football statistics and whatnot. But Excel is so fantastic. I keep a lot of information on Excel and Google Sheets at home on my personal drives. I keep track of all my finances through this stuff. I have charts like you wouldn't believe. It's insane. But here's a brief tutorial. When you're on a cell and you hit, let's say, the equal sign automatically opens up the formula capabilities of this program. If I did 1 plus 3. I mean, clearly we all know what 1 plus 3 is. But as long as I have it after the equal sign, boom, it automatically becomes a 4. And if you go up to that, now look at the formula at the top bar right there. It still says 1 plus 3, but obviously it's equal to 4. If I try doing 1 plus 4 in just a regular cell, nothing happens. Because in order to activate the formula, you have to hit the equal sign first, just for the sake of argument. So let's say that I just had a bunch of numbers. I just need a few 2-digit numbers. Name some. 25, 76, 32. One more. 50. Okay, good. Check this out. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of formulas on Excel and Google Sheets. But I'm just going to show you a few basic ones before we get back into the affine ciphers. If you hit equal, if you hit the equals button first, and then start typing in the word average, look what pops up on your screen. If you start typing in the word average, it says, oh, returns the average arithmetic mean of its arguments where blah, 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 blah. Okay. Don't hit enter, though. After the word average, actually, you can do one of two things. You could either click on the word average, which would do this, like double click on it, or you can open up the formula with a parenthesis. So let me just get rid of that and try it again. Equals average parentheses. And when you have that parenthesis in there, it begins saying, oh, number 1, number 2, etc. Check this out. Instead of typing in anything, I'm going to click on the A1 cell. I'm going to hold that click, and I'm going to drag it down to the A4 cell. So it says A1 colon A4. If you hit enter, it averages them all together. And you can even see that if you just highlight the cell right there in the top formula bar at the top, it says average of A1 to A4, which is really nice. I'm also going to do the sum here. Check this out. Equals sum, S-U-M. Add up all the numbers in a range of cells. Parentheses, click, drag, enter. It sums them all up. I don't know how well versed you guys are with Excel. Have you taken any classes that has gone over any of this stuff with you, or has given you like tutorials on how to be familiar with it?
Doing classes like that was fun. Multimedia applications.
Okay. And how much of that time did you spend on, let's say, like Excel or Google Sheets, like learning how to use it properly? Okay. So like, for example, just for the sake of argument, something simple. If I wanted to move this column over to the right and insert a column to the left, do you know the easiest way to do that? Watch very carefully. I could go up to where the A is. I can right click. Notice if I go up to the A and right click, it highlights the entire column. And then I go to the word insert. Just moves it over. The reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to type in, well, this was my average and this was my sum. Just wanted to do that. Just like random stuff like that. Oh, Sky says it's witchcraft. And she says she has never learned Google Sheets or Excel. Okay. I took a class in high school about it. You know, like it was called Computer Applications, and we went from one program within Microsoft Office to the other. It was fascinating. I mean, and like it always stuck with me, and like all of the stuff you could do with Excel and Word. It's very helpful. Anyway, so here's what you can do. Check this out. I'm going to do something very special. You see this thing in the top left corner? Boom. If you click it, you highlight everything. I'm going to hit delete. God, it's all gone. I just wanted to do that real quick. Here's what we're going to do. First, I want you to type in the letters A to Z in a vertical way. So, for example, I want you to go A, B, C, D, E. Notice I'm hitting enter after every single one of them. You can do the same thing. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M-N-O-P, Q-R, oh, that's up. Q-R-S-T-U-V-W-X-Y-Z. I came up with that, and Josh is not here. That was completely off the noodle. Then, in column B, I'm going to type in the numbers 0 to 25 to match our plain text alphabet. But I'm not actually going to type in 0 to 25. I showed you this a little bit the other day, but check this out. 0, 1, 2. Now hold on, check this out. I don't actually have to type in the rest. Watch what I'm about to do up here, and then and then you can replicate it on your own. Check this out. If I click and drag just to highlight 0, 1, and 2. If I click and drag to highlight 0, 1, and 2, you can bring the mouse to this little corner right here where it gives you a black crosshair, not the white crosshair, but the black crosshair. And if you double click, it'll fill in the rest of those numbers. It is super nice. You can scroll down and actually see, yeah, it went all the way down to the Z. It only went down to the Z because, oh, you want me to fill in next to all these letters that you typed in? Yes, please, I'll do that. It's kind of nice. You can also click and drag that crosshair, but it works. Is anyone bothered by the fact that all the letters are leaning to the left and all the numbers are leaning to the right? It's bothering me. How do you fix it? Check this out. Oh, by the way, do you have all the stuff up top, right? All of these like little functions up top? I got rid of them because I like to clean up my screen. If you actually double click the word home, it actually just kind of goes away. But you could always highlight the entire thing and center it with alignment. It just makes it feel nicer. But you don't have to do that. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a piece of plain text. I'm going to take a piece of plain text, and we are going to apply some kind of cipher to it. So I'm going to take the word Barnegat, for example, and I'm going to type into column C, B-A-R-N-E-G-A-T, in a vertical fashion. I'm about to teach you something very special. You know how every time we do the affine cipher, I have to write out the alphabet and write out the numbers? It's kind of a pain to do that. It really is. If only I could utilize the information that's on the screen right here to do it automatically for me. Check this out. Go up to D1, hit equals, and then type in the word look up. Literally all one word, the word look up, parentheses. Now, what cell is the letter B in for Barnegat? What cell is the letter B in for Barnegat? C1, right? Now you can either click C1 or you could literally type C1 and notice it turns like blue, comma. It's highlighted. Okay, you want to look up the letter B. Where do you want to look up the letter B? I want to look up the letter B in column A. So if you go over to column A and highlight it just like I did right there, notice what pops up in red, A:A. It's basically highlighting the entire column. I'm going to put in another comma, and it says result vector. Well, the result is I want it to look up a number in column B. So I'm going to highlight column B. It comes up in purple. Now, look what's about to happen here. What number is associated with B in our plain text alphabet? 1. 1 is associated with B in our plain text alphabet. And what I'm telling Excel to do is saying, okay, Excel, look up the letter B in Barnegat. That's C1. Look it up in column A. Okay? And then I want you to return the number that's in column B. If you hit enter, look what happens. Chapow. Click on that 1 now. Go over to the crosshairs and double click. I'm going to let you do it first. If you did it correctly, what should have happened? Say again? Fill out the rows with the appropriate numbers. Now, it does give you this NA down at the bottom, actually, because it's actually filling it all the way down. So let me undo that real quick. Undo. Instead of double clicking, you could always click and drag. Go over to the crosshair, click, drag. It fills in those numbers. This is fantastic. Now, I would like to cipher, I would like to encode the word Barnegat. Let's see. Let's do it with the Caesar cipher. How far do you want to shift on a Caesar cipher? 3. Let's shift 3. So the B, if we're shifting it 3, should become 1, 2, 3, should become an E. And the A should become a 1, 2, 3, a D, if we're doing Caesar shift. But we're going to make Excel do it for us. I want to insert something real quick. Go over to row 1, and click and highlight row 1. Click and highlight row 1, and I want you to right-click and insert, and it'll spit everything down to give you an extra row up top. The reason why is because I wanted to do this. This is your plain text. This is your plain number. There we go. Plain number. I just wanted to highlight that stuff right there. Also, one more thing you can do, and this is up to you if you want to do this, but I'm going to do this because it'll make it easier to see stuff. You can actually like double click in between columns and do this. Watch this magic that's about to happen. It's kind of nice. Okay. You said 3, so here's what we're going to do. Equals D2 plus 3. Sweet. Click the 4, click, drag. Sweet. Remind me again, what would happen if I got a number greater than 26?
It would mod back to under.
It should, but I didn't tell Excel to do that. Ooh, now we didn't have to deal with it with Barnegat, but we will have to deal with it with what I'm going to do in a little bit. So this is the shift plus 3. I just wanted to put that there in that column just to show what it looked like. But we're going to have to convert it back. Convert it back into letters in order to get the cipher text. So here's what you're going to do. Under that word cipher, hit equals and type in lookup. Open up a parenthesis. And now there are 3 things you have to do. First, click that 4 right there where it says E2. You want to look up 4, comma. I'm going back here to click on plain number. I want to look up now in column B, and I want it to return a result from column A. We did say that we wanted the B to shift over 3. We wanted to shift over 3 via the cipher, or via the Caesar shift. B would have shifted over 1, 2, 3 to E. This is what it does. We have the B. We looked up the plain number of 1. We were able to shift it over 3 automatically using Excel. And then we were able to have Excel basically say, okay, well, look up that number in column B and return the result from column A. If you click on that E and you click and drag down, boom, there's our ciphertext. There is our ciphertext. Now, we just used the word Barnegat for this. Like, clearly, now imagine something a lot bigger. Imagine like an actual like quote from somebody where it's like a, 10, 15 words that you would have to go through. How painful would that be? Kind of painful. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Check this out. Check this out. I want you to click and drag just these two columns, just those two columns, and click delete. Just those two columns, though. I want you to leave everything else because we're about to do a multiplication shift. We're going to do multiply. Give me a number to multiply by. 10? All right. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a multiplicative cipher equals this number times 10. Now, already you might see a little bit of an issue that I'm going to show you, but let's see what happens here. Hit enter. Hey, does your thing ask you to automatically fill? No? You would see it. It would pop up on your screens. Mine's not actually doing it. Click, drag, boom. Oh, no. Crap. How do you do mod? Oh. You tell it to do mod, yes. Well, I want to write down a couple of things. I want to write down a couple of things into our notes because this is going to help us with some of these larger deciphering things that we're going to try out. So what I'm going to ask you to do, leave this here just for a moment. And if you would, if you do not already have them out, I'm going to need those notebooks out and open. Let me flip this thing over. Let me zoom back out on here. And I want to write down just a couple of things for you, just so you have this information. Today is the 12th. And I'm calling this affine Excel formulas. Just a couple of basic formulas that I want you to know here. One is the lookup function. The lookup function does require three things to be put into it. First, you want to look up, well, a cell, comma, the row cell is in. I'm sorry, not the row, the column. I apologize. The column the cell is in, comma, the column of resulting value. Whenever you do the lookup function, there has to be three things that you're typing in. The cell that you're actually looking up, the column that the cell is in, and then finally the column of the resulting value, which we'll get the practice with that. But also, and you're going to see this in a little bit, we're going to have to use a modular function. We're going to have to use that modular function to get this affine done. Have a good one. Set your lineup. He's in second to last place in our fantasy baseball league. I wanted to point that out. I'm tied for first.
What's the score?
Well, I'm 4-1 right now. Yeah. Who did Getty's? I know. Lost by the skin of my teeth. Anyway, back to this. Now the mod function, well, it's basically two things that you got to type in. The number and what you are dividing by. Dividing by. Those are the two things that you're really going to be focusing on for mod. And I'm going to show you that on Excel in just a moment. Because when you start typing in mod, it actually does give you the full name of the full functionality of what it does. So let me go back to Excel. And let me go up here and actually, let me delete this real quick. Let me delete, come on, you. Just these numbers right here. And let me do equals MOD. And you can see right there, the first one it pops up is mod, MOD. Open up a parenthesis, and it allows you to type in two things, number, comma, divisor. Well, the number that we want to type in is not actually 1. Didn't we want to multiply 1 by 10? Check this out. This is really going to mess with your heads. Instead of typing in a 1 or a 10 or anything like that, I'm going to type in D2 times 10 because that's the calculation that needs to be done. Comma. Now what we're dividing by a 26. Close parentheses. Now that 10 is going to stay a 10. That 10 will stay a 10 no matter what. Boom, there it is right there. But for other numbers like this 17, that 17 is going to change. Not to 170, but now down to a 14. Now this is interesting. What happened here? What happened here? I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. You see how the 14's repeated and the 8's repeated? Oh, crap. We made a cardinal mistake. You know what cardinal mistake we made? We multiplied by an even number. No, not just prime. It just has to be one of the 12 numbers that we can multiply by, which is either odd, but it can't be 13. We can do 11. We can't do 10, though, because you're right. Look what happened. Remember our mod 26 table? We can't use even numbers to multiply by. So you want to change it to an 11? Check this out. Watch this. Watch very closely how I do this. First, I'm going to change that to an 11 right there in my title, but then I'm going to go into the formula. Look in the formula right here. If I double-click that, I can change that 10 to an 11. I hit enter, it changes it. But then I need to replace all these other formulas. So I'm going to click and drag to replace all these other formulas. Click. Now I feel better. But now I have to convert them back to letters. Look up. I'm going to go to convert them back to letters. I'm going to, come on, you. I'm going to go to the cipher column, equals, look up, parentheses. It's going to look up the value that is in cell E2, comma. Now, it was a number, right? So I got to look up that number in column B, and I want it to return, I'm going to put a comma in there, I want it to return the letter from column A. What is that, an L? Yeah.
Solving any cipher again. I'm only using Excel.
Boom. We just encoded it. We just encoded the word Barnegat using a multiplicative cipher of 11.
It's so easy.
I know. If you know how to do it properly.
Apparently listed does not.
No, he does. He does. It's just that Excel works really well. I mean, again, as long as you have these two base columns in A and B, and you keep them there, you can utilize that lookup function to do whatever the heck you want.
Actually, is there a way to lock these columns?
Say again?
Is there a way to lock A and B?
Possibly. I would assume that there is. It sounds like something that they would do, but I'm just going to leave them as is for now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We'll just solve it in Excel.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys remember Houlihan?
Yeah.
Houlihan brought me on to this website called Euler.net. And when I say Euler, it's not spelled Euler with an O. It's spelled Euler like that. And basically, Euler.net has a bunch of challenge problems. They have like 60,000 something challenge problems. That, oh, it is? Oh my gosh. So it basically, you could sign on for an account and they give you a problem and then you have to solve it. But the purpose of the website is that you solve it using computer programming, like C++ or Java or whatever. And Houlihan, he taught AP computer science. So he's just like, yeah, this is, you type in this program, blah, 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 and then it spits out the answer. And so I looked at Houlihan and I'm like, I bet you I could solve it with Excel. And he's like, no, you can't. Just shut up. I'm like, fine. So we went through the problems one for one. And everything he could do, I could do with Excel up to a certain point. And he got so mad at me that I could do it.
What was that certain point?
Oh, the certain point, Excel only has a maximum amount of memory or a maximum number of rows that you can actually put into it. before the file just becomes too big that it's just, yeah, you can crash Excel. Yeah. Sometimes and you would need like some kind of computer programming to do it for you because Excel can only do so much. So I have, oh, they were like individual problems. You said it's blocked here? Hold on.
It says it's the website's under me.
Euler. Oh, it is?
Oh, .net.
Maybe it's .org. Hold on. Euler. Wait. Euler problems. Hold on. Maybe I got the wrong website. Oh, I'm sorry. It was projecteuler.net. Projecteuler.net. Here it is. So let me sign in. See if my information should still be there. There it is. Cool. So you see all the green check marks?
Yeah.
The green check marks are problems that I solved.
It took you that many hours long?
No. That's how long ago somebody solved it. Yeah. But you can see it's solved by that many number of people. So 1 million people have solved the first problem, for example. But then when you get to the end, there's actually, there's over 746 problems. And some of these problems, only like a couple hundred people have solved them. But anyway, back to this.
We'll be the ones to solve Excel.
There you go. Let me get, no, this is the wrong jump drive. I need to get a problem that I had right here. Subjects, cryptology. There it is. Cryptology, affine practice. I'm going to throw something in the Google Classroom right now. There it is. Oh, yeah, well, I'm not closing mine. I'm just keeping it open for now. But we're going to do a couple practice problems together, but I'm going to show you how you can use Excel to get them done. Let's see, PDF for today, post. There it is. So this PDF right here has just a few problems, right? For example, the first problem that's on there says to encrypt the word Glassjaw using a multiplicative shift of 17 and an additive shift of 6. Well, we can do that. Glassjaw, 17 and 6. Check this out. I'm going to go to Excel. I'm going to get rid of all this. And I'm going to type in Glassjaw. There we go. There's Glassjaw. I'm going to get rid of that right there. There we go. And under the plain number, I'm going to do equals, look up, parentheses, C2, which is the beginning of the word Glassjaw, comma, column A, comma, column B. And it will convert the word Glassjaw into plain text numbers, which is really nice because you don't have to do it by hand now. But it said, what did it say? It said a multiplicative shift of what? No, it didn't. It was a two-digit number, I thought.
Was it? Well, I mean, you're the one with the...
I know. I was hoping you had opened it at that point. 17 multiply 6 add. Now check this out. I'm going to do something here. Check this out. It's going to be messed up. Ready? Equals this times 17 plus 6. 108. Crap. I got to do a mod on this thing. But you don't have to retype everything. You don't have to retype everything. Watch this. If you double click the 108, you could literally insert it like this. MOD, parentheses, go to the end, comma, 26. Close parentheses. I mean, it'll close it for you. But now, look what, I'll leave that up there for just a moment, but look what it's doing now. It's going to mod 26 it, but it's going to take that D2 value, which was 6. It's going to multiply it by 17. It's going to add 6, and it's going to mod it by 26. Chapow. Nice. Click, drag. Gets me all these numbers right here. And we can double check any of these. We can honestly double check any of these. For example, look at 18. 18 times 17 plus 6 is 312. And according to this, when you divide it by 26, what's the remainder? 0. So if I go to here, look at this. 312 divided by 26, remainder 0. Remainder 0. Ciphertext equals. Well, what do I have to do for ciphertext? Look up, right?
Yes.
Look up E2, comma. I got to look up that number in the plain number alphabet, or the plain number column, comma, the plain text alphabet. It'll knock the whole thing out for me. El Gad GQ. That's Glassjaw. What about deciphering? It's going to be a little bit trickier, but do you think we can do it? I mean, clearly we're going to do it. Clearly we're going to do this thing. Holy crap, we're going to do this thing. So hold on. Let me go back to this worksheet. And let me type in this right here. You see where it says LOYIVQ No, we did this one before, but I'm going to do it again anyway. Hold on. LOYIVQ Get rid of that. I'll put lowercase. LOYIVQ JCW. Okay. Let's go through this a piece at a time. The first few pieces you should be able to do very quickly. First, you're going to convert that into a plain number. So you're going to do lookup, parentheses, C2, comma, going to look up that letter in column A, and you're going to get the resulting number from column B, and you get the numbers right here, which is nice. But now we run into a little bit of an issue. I'm working my way backwards. Supposedly, this was encrypted using a multiplicative shift of 21 and an additive shift of 2. Holy crap. Multiplicative shift of 21 and an additive shift of 2? Holy crap, what do I do here? Click. Yeah, 21 and 2. So I got to work my way backwards here. It's going to take that number. Well, by the way, I shouldn't put plain and plain number now. I should actually change those column headings. This is my cipher and cipher number, and I'm trying to get back to my plain text. That's what I'm actually trying to do there. But look what we have to do. We got to take f of x minus 2, and we have to divide by 21. But we can't divide by 21. We can't divide by 21. We have to find the multiplicative inverse of 21. Oh, if only there was a way. Well, of course there is, but you don't need Excel for this one. You know why? You know why? You have your mod 26 table. You have your mod 26 table. What is the multiplicative inverse of 21? Yep, it's 5. Right there. A little hard to see. Can I zoom in? Yeah, a little bit right there. Multiplicative inverse of 21 is indeed 5, and you can tell that by the mod 26 table. So that means that for our purposes, instead of dividing by 21, we are going to multiply by 5 in order to get this thing done. So let's decipher this sucker. subtract by 2, multiply by 5. We have to do it in that order. We have to do it in that order. So equals, check this out, parentheses, D2 minus 2, close parentheses, because this thing follows the order of operations, times 5. Oh no, I forgot to do mod. Well, clearly I just go back to 45, double click it, go to the beginning, MOD, open a parenthesis. Now when you open that parenthesis, look what happened to my other parentheses. What happened to them? Yeah, they turn red. It's just showing that they're separate parentheses. Go to the end of the 5, comma, 26. And Excel does have that little pop-up window. Excel does have that little pop-up window trying to show you what you're currently typing in. Keep that in mind. Chapeau! Oh, we found a typo. Do you want us to correct it? Yes. It just wanted me to throw in an extra parenthesis. Click, drag, boom. Hey, what's 19 as a letter?
I don't know, but let's find out.
Equals, look up, parentheses, B2, comma. I'm looking up that number in column B, and I would like you to return the letter in column A. Do you remember this one we did the other day? Tiger's jaw. No, there's an S there. Tiger's jaw. But Excel can do it for you as long as you know how to do the formulas. If you can do the formulas, man, Excel can get this thing done for you. I assume that if the Germans had Excel, they would have never lost the war. I don't know. Oh, that's true. They would have had Excel as well. I forgot about that. That's true. I hope so. I hope so. Now, here's where Excel is going to come in handy for you. This right here, number 3, on the worksheet that I gave you. The first part you're going to have to do by hand. This is the last one we'll do today, by the way. The first part we're going to have to do by hand. It says to decrypt the following affine ciphertext, assuming the third to last word is the. Assuming that the third to last word is the word the. So they're basically saying that the word the went to become EKF. Yeah, didn't I? On Google's Classroom? Yeah, they're nodding yes. Yeah. EKF. Now we're going to have to do this kind of by hand, this first little part right here, and then we can use Excel to do the rest for us. But we need to figure out what are the values of K and N. What is the ordered pair that allowed us to do the affine cipher in the first place? So I do need to know some of these letters. I know that 19 or T is 19, right? I think I know that one. What is H? H is 7. So this is 19, 7, and what's E? Is it 4? Cool. And then this is a 4, and then this is a 5. What's K? I, J, K. Is it 10? Cool. So these are the conversions that took place. This is the first part that we have to do by hand. So if this is happening, then it was 19K plus N equals 4. 7K plus N equals 10. and 4k plus n equals 5. Oh, sweet. Oh, no, that one actually won't work. I'm trying to get something to work properly. It's not doing what I wanted to do. I guess we'll have to do this. Let's take the second and third equations and subtract them. If you take the second and third equations and subtract them, you end up with 3k equals 5. Somebody with a calculator. You have calculators on your Chromebook, right? I need to convert this 5, mod 26. I need to convert this 5 so that I can divide it by 3. So do 5 plus 26. I believe you should get 31. Then add 26 again. What do you get?
31, 57.
57. That's what we need. That's divisible by 3. There it is. So 3k equals 57 mod 26. What's 57 divided by 3? Is it 19? You have a calculator right in front of you. Let's say it's 19. But yeah, it's 19. K is 19. So if k is 19, we can go back and we can solve for n. You have your calculator still open, right? What's 4 times 19? Try to do it in my head. Is it 76?
76.
Cool. 5 minus 76. Okay. Type in negative 71 and keep adding 26 until you get to a positive number. I know. Negative 71, keep adding 26 until you get it. 2? Sweet. Which means that the ordered pair that we needed was 19, comma 2. There's our ordered pair. Multiply by 19, add by 2. That part you have to do by hand. But once you do that part by hand, then you can use Excel to get the rest of it done. Now, for the sake of time, actually, no, not for the sake of time. We have till 9:24, right? Sweet. 9:24, it's a half day. We got that. I thought I was only going to like 9:20-ish or some junk like that. We can do this. Check this out. Okay, I'm going to zoom out on my thing right here. There we go. Come on, you. I'm going to get rid of the tiger jaw, but I'm going to keep the regular alphabet. Look what I'm going to type in here, though. Look what I'm going to type in. Come on, you. Oh, work. FEIV GXII NU VNXS FHS YNS EKF, which we know is the word the, but we'll deal with that later. GFO GSDOF. Now, if this were, you know, last week, we would have to basically decipher each of those letters one at a time, or create a cipher alphabet and then decode those letters one at a time. But you can have Excel do it for you, which is absolutely stinking phenomenal. Let's see what we get. F, I have to convert this. Look up C2, comma, in column A, and return to me the number from B. There we go. It's 5. Let's click and drag that sucker. Actually, if I double click, will it work? Oh yeah, if I double click, it'll work because it goes all the way down to the F. But I got to convert that 5 now. Now remember, 19 and 2. 19 and 2. I'm going to have to subtract 2, but what's the multiplicative inverse of 19? Oh, man, I need that mod 26 chart again. What is the multiplicative inverse of 19? Where are you? Where are you? Multiplicative inverse of 19 is 11. It's 11. I got that right here. It's nice. You can get that directly from the chart itself. So I am going to have to do equals, parentheses, this number minus 2, close parentheses, times 11, which is the multiplicative inverse. I got to put in that mod. You could type in that mod first if you wanted to. It's up to you if you did that. Mod, parentheses, that, comma, 26. Yes, accept that. Double click. There's the deciphered language. And let's convert it back into plain text. Equals. Look up. Parentheses. Look up that one, comma, the column B numbers, comma, the column A letters. Let's double click. Oh, what did we do? Oh, clearly this did not work. What happened here? EKF. 410.5. Here's the EKF. Did I use the numbers correctly? Y'all got the same thing, right? What did we do?
What is that? Excel is wrong this time.
No, that's impossible. EKF. There's EKF. It's not converting to 19, 7, and 4. Let's go back and double check this. Because Logan, I was trusting you with these numbers.
Come on, Lou.
Let me see something here. I'm going to double check something because there may just be a simple fix. Negative 71, boom, plus 26, boom, 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 boom. Dude, it wasn't a 2. It was a 7. It was a 7.
Get 24 and then 2. It was negative 24. 2.
Hold up, let me bring up my calculator. It wasn't a plus 2. Here, watch. It wasn't a plus 2. Watch this. Negative 71 plus 26, right?
Well, I don't know how that happened because I got plus 24.
Easy fix.
Minus 24.
This is an easy fix. Ready? This is a very easy fix. Since it wasn't a 2, it was actually a 7. We're going to fix that here and here, those two places. Check this out. This is actually really good because notice that we didn't have to write down a bunch of stuff in order to do this. We just have to fix one number and then click and drag to fix the formulas. Look at this. Look at this junk right here. I'm going to zoom in on this sucker. Look at this. Boom. You see how it says minus 2? Just change the minus 2 to a minus 7. Enter. Highlight that 4. Double click that sucker. Did it fix it?
Yeah. Still gibberish.
No, look, there's the word the. You see the word the?
Oh, wait, no,
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Here, hold on. Okay, hold on. You guys got the same letters that I did, right? E, T, L, Y, P, U, L, L. Okay, hold on. Let me go up to the board real quick. Check this out. Read to me the letters. Hold on. Read to me the letters. What are the letters? Wait, is it I or is it an L? L. E, T, L. Keep going. R, F, O.
Or the DE, DP, or IC.
Okay. For the Pez Prize. Etley, pull on. Oh, there were a couple of letters missing from the beginning, but it says it should. I think it should say gently. I think Liston may have given the wrong code for this one in the beginning. But look, pull on your ear for the Pez Prize. I don't have a Pez for you. Yeah. No, but I'm being serious though. Like, I think that should say gently. You know what I'm saying? I think that should say gently. I literally was cutting and paste this from a worksheet that Liston had. I'm going to have to fix that for the future. How cool would that be if I gave that for you for a thing and I actually had Pez? And I was just looking and just waiting for that first person. But can you imagine doing this a letter at a time by hand?
That would take forever.
It would.
I'm coming back to this class next year with Pez.
Okay.
Only if you have Pez.
Sure. But you see the difference, though, if that was a 2 versus a 7.
Yeah.
Clear difference. Clear difference. It had to be a 7 there. It had to be a 7 there. Oh, let me move this. I'm sorry, for those of you in the live chat, I should. There we go. I want to angle it a little bit more so you could see that work there. No, Liston didn't mess up the whole thing. Liston messed up the first word.
Yeah, that misses everything. Doesn't say the full thing. Someone's gonna yank their ear off.
I hope so. Maybe they will. Maybe they will.
What if some kid's class named Etley?
That's true. What if it was Etley? Little Etley? Anyway.
You know, I doubt it, but there's a possibility.
Could be. Okay. Bell's going to ring in approximately 1 minute. Let me just give you some closing remarks. Number one, we're going to get a little more practice with this on Friday with the Excel spreadsheets and whatnot. Because, like I said, there's just 2 main functions that you got to use, lookup and mod. And if you can master those 2 and some of the functions within Excel, you're golden. You could knock all of this out in no time. But there is still some math with the affine cipher that you're going to have to get to do by hand. It's really fantastic. I know. As a reminder, you do have that Enigma Phase 2 thing due today. Okay. And the Imitation Game Minor, which, like I said, the vast majority of you already did. I have to grade your modular minor still, but I'm hopefully going to get that done today because it is a half day and I have a PD day, but I'm going to be grading during that time regardless. So everyone have a wonderful day. If you haven't left a comment, please make sure you do so because there is the bell.
I hate how you do that. Did you make